neither kings nor queens nor royal marines, but 28 old brats.
Right, so this is how you get the Campmor awning from the shop. Not the sidewalls, just the Campmor awning itself. So all the pegs, all the ropes, all the guidelines, and all the poles, steel poles, are inside there. Nice, same material as the Campmor awning itself. Comes with a two-way zip, and that's it. So what we'll do is we'll get it set up, and I'll show you a couple of configurations, and we'll go from there. Right then, so with the Campmor awning, what you get is the initial shaped tarp, so it's allows the rain to run off, and that's 3 meters by 2.74 meters. Everything contains itself within the bag, and the bag is built into the roof there. And I've put the poles there so you can actually see where they go in. So everything goes into there, and then that bit, which you've already seen, will be zips around and becomes the bag. You actually get a separate pole bag, which is there. As you can see, I've laid a couple of poles on it so you can see the approximate size of it. It's a weighty bit of kit, the whole thing. And what I'll do is I'll just put everything so I can talk you through what you get with it. Right then, so as I said, you get the roof, if you like, which is 3 meters by 2.74 meters. Has its own built-in carry bag. A couple of points to note on this: on there you have a fixing, because it can either attach this to a vehicle via roof bars or roof rack, which I'll show you in a minute, or it can be freestanding, which again I'll show you in a bit. In with the tarp itself, you get all the guide ropes, which are a nylon type rope and have the reflective tape attached, which does work. The poles with the blue, in my case the blue tape around, are the centre poles, so they're the longest poles, and then you get 4 poles which are the corner poles, and a selection of wire type, quite robust pegs. Just want to point out that the tarp in the background is just there so that you can see it against the grass, rather than everything being laid in the grass. Now the side walls come separately, and everything's made out of a heavy duty ripstop canvas. The reason I've got it is so that I can light a fire underneath it. I'm not saying it's fireproof or fire retardant or anything like that, but it allows me to get my cooker going underneath it, and I don't have any worries. And each wall, as you can see there, and you'll see in a minute, has got a window built in. I'm not aware of them doing a side wall without a window. I may be wrong, Campmor may do them, but where I got this from, they don't. So anyway, my plan is, what I'm going to do is, using my vehicle here and using the roof bars, I'll attach that to the roof bars, and we'll proceed from there. Cheers. Right then, so there's the first part completed. The tarp itself is attached to the roof bars or roof rack by a simple pull through, 3 simple pull through on the tarp itself. Next thing I do is attach the centre pole. I'll bring you back once I've done that. Okay then, so there we go, centre pole's been put in, and the guideline in a V formation has been set up. So that gives you your basic shape. And now the next stage is I'm going to put the 4 poles in the corners. what I'll do is I'll put the two nearest the van first, peg them out, bring you back, and then put the other two out, peg them out and bring you back. See you in a minute. Right then, you can see that's beginning to take shape now. I'll just take you around here to show how it's set up. So you've got a two-piece steel pole running all the way down to the ground, funnily enough, and then on this one I've used the single guide rope, as I said, which all have got these, and they're all, as you can see, they're all attachable, so you can vary the length of them. But yeah, let's get the other two sides in and I'll show you how that goes. Okay, so that's all four corners out and the centre pole. I'm just going to take you underneath just to give you an idea of the size. Now I'm 6'4" and I'm holding the camera about head height, so that allows you straight in, all the way in, and I'm just catching my head on the edge now. So now obviously with this configuration the water will run off from the apex there and it will run off the sides here, but it will run back towards the vehicle, whatever vehicle you may have, so take that into consideration. But I'll give you a close-up of the material itself. It's probably not the best angle there. There we go with the light behind us. It's a ripstop heavy duty canvas, all edged, designed to have an apex there, and obviously it allows me to sort of put this up, and that is taking me, with the filming, just under 15 minutes to put up to that stage. So you can see what it's like. What I'm going to do, and I'll show you how to do it, I'm going to drop one of the sides so you can see how the poles go into the side walls and how that goes up. So I'll bring you back in a minute. Right, so as I mentioned earlier, there's the side, one of the side poles for this wall. You can see where I've dropped it there, and what happens is, like most tent poles, all they do is they slot together. Bring you back in a second. Right, so as you can see, the side walls have got these inbuilt pockets, and they just slide down all the way to the bottom, and then that little eyelet slips over the top. So that's in both sides. So what we'll do is we'll take you over to the other side, and I'll do the same again. This one's already made up. Slides down underneath the eyelet and then goes in. Right, you'll notice that there's Velcro all along the top of the tarp here, or the side wall, and what I'll do is I'll show you how that works now. Right then, so all I've done is stand that up now, just to line the pole, put the rope on, got the pegs in my pocket, walking backwards, and feed the peg through, and then push it into the ground there. Get the second guide rope and coming towards you, looking up to see that I've got a nice tight stretch, and then pushing that in as well. Right then, for the second one, again, guide rope goes over the top, going down in the tightest direction, so it gives me nice tightness on the canvas itself, pushing that down into the ground. And then what I do is I take you back up here. Now, I had no instruction from Campmor or anybody else, but heavy duty Velcro, push it all together as you go along. And then what I found through trial and error is that then gives you the runoff of the roof, so that the water allows it to come down here and run straight off. I'll just grab a couple of pegs to show you the last little bit, which is at the bottom. Straighten it out here. So you've got the bottom of the wall here, keep it nice and straight. And then in the middle here somewhere, there's a nice little tie down for that. Right, so there it's sort of 3/4 up. Taking you underneath the tarp now, and then there's the one wall up with the window, and as you can see, that Velcro just holds it nice and tight and allows that to run off. And then I've got the wall for the other side as well. The third wall is obviously the vehicle, and then you've got an open side here. So what I use it for, I can use it on the side of the vehicle as much as I like. If I pulled the vehicle or pulled the tarp, the awning this way, that would get rid of that sort of hole there, and it would sort of make it a lot less out of the wind. But yeah, but like I said, the none of this has been, I'm not getting paid to do this or anything else. This is, I purchased this myself, and because I want to use it in with another setup that I've got. But what I'll do is I'm going to put it up in a different configuration and show you how it works. Cheers. What I didn't show you before I put it up in a different configuration is it still allows me free access into the vehicle. So I don't have a, I could sleep in there if I want to and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, I'll bring you back when I've set it up next to the tent. Cheers. Right, so there she is, up against the side of the tent, and I'm using it as like a cooking area, food prep area, that sort of stuff. Bear in mind, if you're thinking of getting one of these, if you're going to put it up freestanding, I would suggest myself it's a 2-person job. If you're going to put it up against the vehicle, it's a 1-person job. But again, bear in mind the height of the vehicle. So it's worth bearing in mind, because it's not easy if you want it freestanding. Although you can put it up against the side of the vehicle to start with, and then just put the pole in and then drive away. So yeah, as you can see, there's the windows. Nice heavy duty ripstop, and this is what I meant by having a fire underneath it. Not too close, it's probably about 4 foot between that and that. And yeah, I hope you have found this of interest, and especially if you're thinking of buying one. So that's the Campmor awning, and the sole distributors are APP Trading. I'll put a link down below so you can get onto their website. Cheers then. Right then, so there's the Campmor awning. and all the poles, all the strings, all the pegs go in this bag, and then they slot into there, and then the whole thing folds in on itself, and that's what I'll show you afterwards. Right, so that's a Campmor awning back in its bag. As I mentioned at the start of the video, it's not got the walls in. I've put those in a separate bag because they won't fit in here. And if anybody from Campmor's watching, think about making your bags just a slightly bit bigger, because this has been out in the rain for 3 days, and where it's swelled and all the rest of it, we've just managed to get it in, and that's taken 2 of us. But all in all, nothing's leaked, no problems with it. It's a nice solid bit of kit. And so that's a Campmor awning. I hope you found this video of use. Cheers.